Hello everybody and welcome in my fellow bumpers and brawlers to the first official Bump Super Brawl tournament brought to you by Magenta Rat. Appreciate you, buddy. We are going to go through the matches that I was in that happened to be all the way to the final. I wasn't originally going to play in the tournament, but some stuff happened. I ended up joining anyway. We'll go through that a little bit at the end where I show the bracket and how everything worked out. But right away, we're just going to check out the battles. We have 4 rounds here for you, all tied up into one, and we're just going to go through it a little bit. We'll try to, pause it here and there to talk about it. But let's start out. We have zone control. So this actually was technically round 2 when I came in. Like I said, we'll talk about that a little bit later. But we were doing friendly fight. 12 or level 12 even for everybody, and you can have whatever perks that you want. There's no restriction there. So we start with the first matchup versus me and Aamon. All right, a good lead there. I like to play the Rapunzel to maybe get a push there. Second turn, usually run the. So this is interesting here. There was actually kind of a weird glitch going on here at this point. Now, he should have been on fire there because it says he's immune to fire, but I don't know. They changed it, so now, see, now he got fire. It's a little weird how it interacted now, but when it interacts now while you're watching this, the flying units can get, poisoned or put on fire or whatever. So he's going to use the bounce to push me away. We're going to see what happens. All right, we're even up still. I almost kept that guy on with the run. That was interesting. All right, we're going to run over to him and use the black hole. Now, if the black hole hits his Cthulhu, he's in trouble. Do I hit both of them? Oh, no, I don't hit his Cthulhu. I should have rotated a little bit that way. So instead of getting one up, I'm down. Oh, the same thing could happen here, though. If we get the... Ooh, no, we didn't have the special there. We're even up. Who takes the last one? Ooh, the Tezca could come in and just get some damage off. We could also move him over. Does he push him, though? Oh, he did push him, but he made the switch, so that's still even. A close match. The next person who gets the point lead wins it. Potentially here, you try to use the camo to get something done. Okay, this could be good because the ult could potentially kill him. Ooh, if I kill him and then jump to the other side, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, see, I did that so that I wouldn't potentially get hit by the bounce there. That was pretty good. But it doesn't kill him, and I get pushed away, so I end up losing. Oh, that is too bad. I thought the poison would take him down, and then my other guy got poisoned, or my other guy got pushed away, so that ended up not being good. Down 1. That's too bad. The first rounds were best of 3, and the final round was best of 5. The first rounds were all a set thing, so this one was zone control. Next round was VIP, I think. And then the next round was coin, I think. I never actually had to play coin, I don't think. And then... No, maybe I did play coin. Actually, maybe I did play coin. And then the final was best of 5, but whoever lost got to pick the next mode, so it's kind of interesting. All right, good hit. He knocked me out. We're even there. Not bad. But I still have that 1-point lead because... Wait, how did I get the 1-point lead? Oh, just because I got lucky with the guess with the Pele, and we pushed him out of it with the fire. All right, he pushed me out, so now sort of even. The chance for him to come back would be to get like a good Rapunzel ability and maybe like pull one of his guys in, or a Cthulhu could work. See, that's not great because it doesn't actually make him fired up, but we still... Oh, that was actually worked out really well for us. Not bad. Let's go back and look at that a little bit. He gets swapped. So I swap with him because I know my guys are gonna get swapped, right? Because the little arrow. Or sorry, he swaps with me. Well, you know, I mean, he shouldn't have done that. But I guess it kind of works because I intended to push the other guy out. So that was just kind of a weird interaction. And that gives me the win. No, never mind. Next turn, if I get 2, I win. Oh, here we go. If I push him out, he might push me out though. Does he push both people out though? He does, but he doesn't push me out. No, and I don't push him. So there's no point exchange there. So I don't actually get my ability off on him, which was kind of interesting. Now we're gonna do the same thing. No, we just push him 1-to-1. He doesn't get lit on fire though, when he probably should have. Oh wait, no, he did get lit on fire. Okay, that was weird. That was weird. And then that guy got super pushed. That guy probably should have stayed. He probably should have gotten pushed and stayed there. That was kind of interesting. But we end up getting the 1 point. We only need 1 more point, so we might as well just guarantee it. Moving him there. Try to get out of the way. Did we get out of the way? No, he still hits me. Unfortunate. Nice play there by him. It really didn't seem like that Harik was going to get hit there. But now we could use the camo over to him and push him. Not bad. The black hole. He's going to guess. Going to make the guess. But it doesn't hit me. It doesn't hit me. And we take the win. Nicely done. Nicely done. So when I'm in my motion, well, I guess if he would have pushed me back, I might have just kept going to the Rapunzel. I'm not sure how exactly that works. All right, now here's the final matchup. 1-to-1 right now. Me and Aamon trying to stay out of the losers brackets. All right. 4 zone. All right, I might have guessed there, trying to guess that he would move there, but it did not work out. But we get the potential same thing here where we get the Cthulhu. I like it. Swap over. He pushes him out. Okay. Well, we know he'd probably do that, so we could do... Can I pull the Pele in and push him? This could be really good. This could be really good. The black hole might screw it up, though. He black holes me, but I push the Pele in to keep... I almost get fired there, though. I almost went on fire there. That was close. That would have been close. So I kept it there, though. He comes another... I'm just going to go straight to him. Do I hit him, though? He's going to bring my guy through. Miss that. We still keep 1, though. So we're still keeping it tight, keeping it close. The Punzel move here. Can we move the Punzel back? Oh, no, that's pretty good. It's not terrible. He pushes back. Still in good shape. Now it comes down to this last move. Maybe we move the Cthulhu off. Oh, what did I just do? Where'd my guy go? Oh, I didn't move the Cthulhu. That was pretty smart. Pretty smart. Oh, he almost stayed on the circle there. If he wouldn't have died, that would have been incredible. We might have to do a nice cami play here. Camo play. Oh, what's he going to do? He's going to go rotate that way and push him off, but that might hit me. Oh! Oh, it looks at... Ooh! Okay, so I remember talking to him after this. He definitely wanted to aim at the Cthulhu there, but he ran out of time. Because the last, like, after turn 6, it gets faster. We actually both said we don't like that. But so I end up... He would have at least pushed my Cthulhu off, and it would have been 1-to-1 here, and we would have had another turn. So that's unfortunate, because clearly that wasn't what he intended to do. That wasn't he didn't aim anywhere really. But yeah, so I win. The only reason I survive the first round was because he made a mistake right there. I mean, I guess I could have won in the last couple rounds, but it would have at least been tied right there. We would have had to have seen what happened. So now we have... Is this just Brawl? Yes, now we just have Brawl versus Ryzard. Neon. This is technically round 3 here. All right, a good bump against me, but he doesn't... Oh, he doesn't get the hit on me because I turn him into a pig before it happens. Now, that's interesting. We use the Tezca. Can we get 2 kills here, potentially? We might be jumping right to the Anansi. Oh, no, but we do get him with the poison. That's good. And we hit him, but I get blasted by the Anansi's cross move. But she's low, he's low. This isn't bad here. We could basically, ooh, the spawn shot was nice. Basically nullifies him. What are we gonna do now? We try to get a good bump here. Nice. Ooh, my Tezca's thorns right there took that kill. He dashed through me and did a bunch of damage, but I did damage to him back. So that evened it up a little bit for us. Now we gotta try to keep, well, we're assuming Tezca's dead. Now Ragin could run through, no blast off. He could get one, we could get two though. Oh no, the Harik not quite dead, but we wait, hold on, what happened there? Oh, I know, I already had two, that's why. I already had 2 points, I didn't realize that. So we take him out quickly there, not bad, not bad. Close though, close on that last one to kill him. Harik is just not good, not as good as he used to be. And I'm kind of frustrated about that too, because he was the guy I leveled up the highest, the fastest. He used to do damage when he hit and the bounce. And now, like, if you have 5 fires and you hit him, you can't, like, the fire doesn't do more damage. So even if you use, like, even if you use Dorn and you get 3 things and use it, you don't get 3, like, the bounces don't really matter anymore necessarily. You can only bounce, you know, if you bounce 3 times or bounce 2 times and you hit all 3 of them, that's the most damage you can do from that ability. It's kind of annoying. All right, Ryzard does similar thing here, holding my Tezca. We decide to Overwatch. Blast off comes out. That's going to be a lot of damage. We decide to Overwatch to hopefully we can keep them in place so that Tezca can come through. Okay, Tezca just did a normal one, but I mostly just moved him to maybe prevent from dying. But he's probably going to go up there and take him out. This is bad. This is a double cross here. But I get all 3 of them here with this because of that. Not bad. We take 2 of them out. Oh, but he got one with the, oh, he got that cross. That cross. He might have extended range. Look at that. That barely hits my look at that. Barely hits the Baba. This barely hits the Baba. Look at that. Look at the reticle here. Look at the reticle of his ability. Like, just barely hits both of my units. That's crazy. Nice job. Double taps me, but the poison should kill his Mayhem. Nice. Little confused why I don't have a point. Okay, there we go. I was like, where's my point? This is good. Does it bounce? Oh, nobody pushed me and it triggered the KO. So I get 1 down and he doesn't have enough to damage. And then oh, wow. The move there. And then I moved I used my move on the Anansi. Because I was hoping that pulling him with the, I don't know, I don't actually think this works, but I was hoping that pulling him with the strip would trigger the movement and then hit them both. That's what I was hoping, but it didn't even matter because he already did the damage for me. A lot of damage came out right there though. Almost one revenge shot would have taken him out. 59 HP is all that kept me alive, and in that one too. So 2 close matchups against Ryzard. Well played. So now we have Matti, and we're back to zone control because now we're in the losers bracket because the next round was VIP and I didn't want to play VIP, so I just conceded and went to the losers bracket. I'll explain that a little bit more when we look at the bracket at the end. But this puts me in the loser bracket with Matti on zone control. Ready, break. Matti does not like zone control, by the way, but he has some sick. Look at that Rapunzel skin. That thing's sick. I don't even know what that is. Ooh, and the push. Look at that. Very well played. The push of the Punzel could have got him 2 points there, but my fire keeps him off of it. So instead of him being up 2 and me down 1, or up 1 and me down, we're evened up. So that was well played by both of us there. We can hopefully push him out. No, we don't. We can push him though. Ooh, he misses. Ooh, the Punzel pushes the Pele. Let's go back and look at that. That was interesting. The Punzel pushes the Pele away from the Camu who would have pushed the Pele out of it and gotten a point there. So that saves us. So that puts us up by 1. Well played there. Well played there. Now we have a chance to Cthulhu from the middle and get an easy one. Oh, and we moved him so he couldn't dodge us though. So we played well there. Not bad. Oh, and we end up doing that. Not bad. But the Cammy could run back onto the zone here, potentially. This could be dangerous. He gets a nice heal, though. Doesn't get poisoned. Doesn't get poisoned. We're still up by 1, though. That's all it really takes in this sometimes, is just keep that 1-point lead. The okay, he could push it. He's going to push. It depends, though. The Pele might not get pushed off. Oh, but it might just kill me straight up. Oh, it does. A lot of damage from that. But the Punzel doesn't get pushed enough. Punzel stays on, so I keep my 1-point lead. Now, my Mayhem does push on moves, so it's a little bit unorthodox here. And that goes crossways and gets them both. Yes, it does. Oh, but for some reason, that was a bit of a glitch. For some reason, the Mayhem's push stays there instead of moving to where I moved, and we still get the push off. So we, instead of going down by 2-1, we evened it up there. Well played. Can we get a nice push? This might push our guys into 2 as well. This could be really big. Really big, and it comes through before, but I missed the Pele, but we still get 2 because of the push. Nice job there. That was a nice play. Up by 1. We just need to guarantee 1 here. If he gets 2, though, he wins. We're gonna jump into it here. I like this. The black hole is gonna be enough to hit me. No, the black hole's a little low. Oh! Somehow the black hole misses. Otherwise, that would have been a great play by him, and he would have stolen it. Matti, I really thought he was in range. I mean, maybe he wasn't technically there yet because of the way that the like targeting works or something. Because there are some where, like, you know, there seems to be like an order that they go, or like a timing that they go. Because like Mayhem sometimes can jump and hit somebody else before they do their move, and then you can Baba some units before they get their attack off, but some units will get it off. It's kind of weird. Kind of weird, but that was good. All right, now we got Matti on the second one. Matti on the next one. Punzel Camo Cthulhu to start. All right, this could be good. He might get a good push off. Oh, he guessed very well here. Oh, he pushes the Cammy in. That's tough. That is a nice play. Also, the Pele can push pretty well. We see that in the final round a little bit. Ooh, a nice push here. Do I stay on it? No, I don't stay on it, but do I push him out of the way? I don't even get on it, though, because of the push, but we stay. But then he pulls back. Oh, and he ends up keeping the... Oh, that was crazy by him. He ends up keeping the zone. That's crazy. That is actually crazy that pulled in there, but this could work. I'm not sure I'm aiming. I'm probably aiming up. The tornado push going to push me out. Oh, no, I just aimed away to keep him off. I don't know. Why did I do that? Why did I do that and not hit the Cammy? That was a weird choice by me. I could have taken 1 point. Well, no, not necessarily, because I would have... He would have still gotten a point, but I would have gotten a point, so it would have technically been a wash. Divine Stomp backwards on the black hole. Could kill... Oh, I just Divine Stomp forward instead. I guess that kind of worked. But it's just, I really had no way to come back from this. That first push by the Punzel to gain the advantage there, and that's something that I kind of learned from this tournament is... If you get that first turn benefit, you can't win, basically. Like, it's really hard to come back. So if you have Pele with the push, and I always went Pele with the fire to basically shut that one off, but I've learned that that's not as good, because Pele with the push, not only can it defend and push, you know, stuff out, it can push your own units. I didn't know this. I didn't know it hit your own units. It can push your own units in to the thing, which is huge. Like, being able to take 2 points when normally you would only take 1, or take 1 point when normally you would take 0, is so big, and it's such a big deal for this type of game mode that's the thing. Like, he won the moment he did that, and I kind of realized that and kind of had to change, kind of thought about changing my setup a little bit. So Matti absolutely destroyed me on that one. So I'm about to get knocked out of the tournament here. Matti's probably about to beat me here, but what happened was Matti hates this map. Matti hates this map. A zone control with 1, and I'll be honest, I really don't like it either. Because even when you're playing a bot, it takes 6 turns to beat him, potentially even longer. So it's very annoying. And at this point, Matti messaged me and he said, I concede on this map. So he stops playing here. He's like, he's like, you win. All right, I stopped it. So he said, you win. I concede on this map. Now, the reason that, or I asked him, I said, we can match up again and get a different map. But he said he didn't really want to be in the tournament, I think, because he, if I'm correct, he didn't have time, I think, or something. But Magenta Rat convinced him to join. I might be wrong on that, but Matti wanted to lose, basically. He wanted to lose in the first round, then he realized it was double elimination, so he was kind of just annoyed to play. So he just kind of wanted an excuse to bail out. So the only reason I'm here is because Matti so graciously let me have the chance. So another thing that happened was this should have been the final in the losers bracket, but it ended up being just the final because of some stuff that happened and some people that left and stuff. So we ended up, I'll explain that when we look at the bracket at the end. But we're gonna go through these matches with Rikas. And Rikas, so the way that this works, it was best of 5, and the first match was brawl, and then after that, the loser, after that brawl, the loser picks the next mode, right? So we get basically the same move there, not bad. I moved, so this was a mistake on my part, I think here. I should have moved farther away instead of right next to him. That was stupid. I should have just moved her out. Now, Teska, this was a mistake on my part too. 2 things happen here that I think was a bit of a partially a glitch and partially a mistake. One, my mistake was I'm pretty sure my poison is gonna hit my Petri anyway. So like that would have nullified it anyway. But when she pushes me, my dash should have gone onto the Anansi here. When she pushes me, my dash like doesn't trigger. So instead of doing like basically lethal damage to the Anansi, I don't do any damage to him. So now I'm just at I'm at a disadvantage because that guy's gonna die. Also, of course, I die to a meteor. I hate meteors. But yeah, I'm like, so what happened there? So that's a bit of a glitch, I think. There's no reason that should have stopped me from making that jump. But now she's just, the poison is also gonna be a problem for me. A nice double spawn jump for him puts me kind of at a disadvantage. Not much I can do except turn these 2 into things as well, but he guesses where I'm gonna put, well, not necessarily guesses, he made it to hit her where she was, so I walked into where he was aiming anyway, so that was just kind of unfortunate, but I did hex them, but he takes him out, so I was pretty much dead on arrival on this one from the beginning. The poison eventually would have helped take him out, but it was just too slow. Those 2 traps didn't really help me. They kind of impacted the way I could move. But he just runs away with him, which is kind of annoying. But we also, we get kind of the randomness of that meteor lands on us and does some good damage. At least it wasn't the meteor that does 700 damage, or it would have just killed me. So I think next turn that guy dies, but it's not gonna really matter. Also, the Harik, I mean, my deck just isn't set up very well. And it was after this match that I realized, okay, I just don't have the best setup because I have not been playing as long as these people. Because you have to understand that the game has been out in France, in Paris market for years. Matti's been playing for like 2 years. Rikas, I think he said he's been playing for like 7 months or something. I've been playing for what, 2 months? 3 months maybe, pretty much two and a half months probably. So I'm just very behind on perks, and that's why initially I didn't even want to be in the tournament. It was a close matchup though. We ended up finishing 2 out of 4 because of the ×2. But I didn't want to be in the tournament because I said like, hey, I told him, I said, hey, for this first tournament, because some people are behind compared to others, I picked zone control for the next one because some people are behind for perks and stuff. Like, look at this. Look at this. He's got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. He's got all 6 perks on all of his, and I have 3 perks, 2 perks, 3, 3, 2, 1. So I do not have a great team, right? And he's probably got everything set up perfectly, and he's played for months and months longer. So this is why I didn't want to play, because losing to somebody like this just frustrates me, and I didn't want to be frustrated. So that is why I didn't want to join this tournament, unless I told Magenta Rat, I told him, I think you should have it no perks. I think we should have to unequip perks, because people like me are going to just be drastically behind because I don't have all the perks. Like every single one of his units could have the 3rd tier perk to have like 20% extra HP. Like that's like impossible for me to come back from, right? So that I don't think that's the situation, but that could have been the situation depending on the person that I played, right? So that is why I didn't even want to be part of the tournament. I wanted to help him set it up. I showed him how to do the bracket website. I was going to make a video of the final couple rounds by having them add me as a friend and share it to me and stuff. That was my plan, but we needed another player because somebody bowed out, and so I joined and ended up getting all the way to the finals. So feel pretty good about it, honestly, but feels bad because to me, I mean, not that Rikas didn't play well. Like I'm not going to say he didn't play well. But to me, a couple situations were simply he had a better perk setup, or and also just like a better team with better perks, because my perks are not set up for every single, like I have a pretty good perk setup for certain places. I don't have a good VIP perk setup. I have a decent perk setup for zone control. I don't have anything for coin. Like I don't have anybody that has the coin collection thing. So if we played coin, I probably would have gotten destroyed like crazily. But yeah, so I played, every time I got to choose, I chose zone control because I was like, this is the only chance that I have, because zone control stats and stuff like that like change things a little bit. It sure didn't look like Harik is on the zone there, right? It sure looks like to me that there's white space between that zone, right? But yeah, but that's a good move though, because now I can't use Cthulhu on him to trade places with him, because Cthulhu's circle is smaller, so Cthulhu wouldn't be touching the zone then. So I have to use the black hole. So it's definitely a good move on his part. So like I said, it's not that he played well, but he played well because he's been playing for so much longer than me and has such a better setup than me. Like he has the right units, he has the right perks. Like it's glaringly so. A little bit less obvious on the stuff like this, but I actually get lucky that we get this one zone thing, because I don't think I would have beat him on a different zone, because you'll see the trick he does that I am now doing every time I play zone control, because it's basically impossible to beat. But that was a really good black hole on my part here. So I played the black hole very well here, and I played this one zone pretty well, but I just didn't. I felt like I don't have a chance against. If he picked VIP, I didn't have a chance, and he picks VIP next. Because like in a VIP mode, your secondary guys, you want them to have like a heal or something, or like maybe the one that gives you mana or something to help the middle guy. I do not have any of that. I don't have it set up at all where like, you know, somebody dies and they heal you, or somebody comes in and they heal you, where you can just cycle those two people and almost intentionally kill them so that you get the heal over and over again. I don't have anything like that. So VIP, I was gonna lose VIP anyway, but the way I lose this one, I don't love, because there's two things that happen here. One, there's a bit of a, not a glitch, but I feel like there's a mistake in design in the game, and that is the way that they manage. Okay, so I used the Baba on him, so it's pretty smart. But the way they manage, one, how you can tell which person or which thing is, and then how you can tell if your guy has the ability on or not. So I know right here, because I can't over here on the left, because none of the other people has their thing available, which is odd. Why isn't my ability here? Why isn't this ability lit up? Okay, wait, you can't see it because of my head, but why isn't this ability lit up to not be active? You know what I mean? Like, why isn't this lit up to show me what this looks like when it's not lit up? Because when this is lit up and active, sorry, you couldn't see my fingers. Why doesn't this show me around here that it's like the different type of like highlight? It's like it's this, but it's not flamed. And the difference between the flames and the non-flames isn't that much. I like, let me go back to an example just somewhere else where we can see. Actually, you might not be able to see it. It might be a spectator mode thing. You might not be able to see it in spectator mode. But so the issue that I have is that I didn't want to use King Piggy here. And because of the way that the reticles work is I can't really tell. I mean, you can if you really pay attention, but like I said, I haven't been playing the game as long and paying that much attention. But it's hard to tell which ability is selected, if it's selected. And especially if the other one isn't there, because it's either highlighted in purple or highlighted in purple with some flames on it. Like, it's not easy. Like, it's not, like, it should be so easy. Like, you can tell, sure, but it should be so easy to tell. And because of that, I thought that I was using her normal ability to just turn him into a pig and not use King Piggy, which the guy's already a pig, so I don't think King Piggy even works on him. So this was clearly a mistake on my part, and it's frustrating because I think I guessed exactly where he was going. I guessed his move, and I think it's possible that I turn Tezca if I wouldn't have used Mr. Pig, because the main thing is, like, the main way I know if I'm using the special or not is because the reticle will change. You know, like almost everybody's special is a different type of reticle. Baba's is basically the same. It's just a circle. So I thought that I was going to turn him into a pig, and unless it doesn't work that way, because I used this on in Nancy, I stopped in Nancy's ability, right? By turning him into a thing. I really thought that Baba was gonna stop her from using her ability, and then next turn, his Tezca would have been sitting right next to my Tezca, and my Tezca wouldn't have been a pig anymore, and I could have probably one-shot his Tezca the next turn. But instead, my Tezca dies. When in reality, I think he should have been a pig. Because if you look at the reticle that my Baba shoots, it was right on the circle. I mean, I think it would have hit me. I mean, possible it misses him, but I think the King Peg is littler. But the circle is right here, so I think it would have hit. The circle's like right here. You can't see because it's my guy, but I'm pretty sure it would have hit him because it was like right here. Maybe it would have missed him, but it would have been nice to see if it would have turned him into a pig and stopped his ability. And then if it stops the ability, does it take their mana away? I'm actually not sure. So that was frustrating. I really thought that should have turned around. Like, I thought that should have gone the other way, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Kind of annoying. I mean, that's just clearly he's played the game a lot. Like, he's played the game a lot, and that's a really smart strategy to lock my VIP in place. Realistically, I should have ran my VIP to the corner at the beginning to prevent, because then if he would have moved down immediately, his guy just had 500 HP more than me to start. So that was a difficult thing. So now I do zone control, zone capture. And this is kind of frustrating to me too, because depending on the map, what he does here isn't possible. And I could have done something similar, but what he does here isn't possible on quite a few maps, actually. But he pushes his Pele in, or he pushes his guy in, and I almost guess with the Kami and push his guy away and get an extra point. But he pushes him in, and then that's just basically game over. Like, you can't come back from, like, you cannot come back from that, basically. Like, the only chance I have is like something like this, where if I can take all of his points away, but it's like, because of the way the zone is, this would be just borderline impossible for me to come back with this, because it's gonna be basically impossible for him to just get 1 point every single time. Like, there's 3 zones. I cannot stop him unless I get lucky and guess. I can't stop him from just taking 1 point per zone, right? Unless I get lucky and guess what he's gonna do and hit the one he's gonna move to, and it impacts the next one. Like, if I like, I'd have to get the Cthulhu on him and shoot the Cthulhu at where he's moving to, which just isn't easy. And if he's smart, he wouldn't ever put it in line where that's possible. Cause see here, he's just always gonna get the point. Like, there's nothing I can do here. If like the Kami could maybe do something cool here, if I would have used his ability, I could have pulled. If I would have used his ability, but the thing is, like, no matter what I do, he can Cthulhu my Cthulhu, right? So there's really nothing I could have done. Except like try to get more points, which is what I do here. and we even it up. But unfortunately, like I said, there's no way for him to not just get 1 point. So he literally won this match simply because he had that 1 extra point. And like, there's no way for me to stop him from getting 1 point here. Now, if fucking Tezca's ability wasn't so strong, my Rapunzel might have survived. But it does, see, it only does 516 damage though. So if my Rapunzel had a 3rd tier attack boost and had 10% extra health or 15% extra boost, she would have survived that, I think. Or if I had less poison damage, which is an option, I think. I'm not sure for her, but if I would have at least had the extra HP, I would have survived that, and I would have won because I would have taken 2 right there, and he would have only taken 1. So that is why I didn't want to play, because like an interaction like that, where like if I would have had energy, like this sucks too, because like there's not much I could have done. I could have used Mayhem's ability. And maybe but I just couldn't kill any of them. They had too much health. So he kills me and then he gets the point and he wins. But yeah, there's just nothing I could have really done because none of my moves can kill his guy in 1 turn, and he could one-shot me with Tezca. And then he, like I said, he got the 1 point at the beginning, which basically What is that? Oh, that's that was me testing. He one-shot me at the beginning, or not one-shot. He got the 1 point at the beginning, and that basically won him the match, you know, which is unfortunate. But I mean, they were close. I didn't do a terrible job. That one I almost came back on the ×2. The VIP one, I had no chance on that one, but I knew if he picked VIP, I just was hoping he wouldn't pick VIP, because I knew if he picked VIP, he was just going to win. And Brawl, he probably was going to win any Brawl, because just the amount of, like, even if I had Tezca, he had like 500 extra HP. That's enough to survive. Even if we played perfectly even, that's enough for him to survive at the end and me to die. So that is why I didn't want to even play in this tournament, because I thought we shouldn't have had perks, because I thought that people who have been playing too long had too much of an advantage because of their perks. But I felt like I still played pretty well. Rikas, GG. Now let's look at this so you guys can understand how I even ended up going up against Rikas for the final. Let me make this a tiny bit bigger here for you. So I had originally, like I said, not wanted to be in the tournament. But he put me against himself, because Magenta even joined because somebody else didn't show up. Somebody else that signed up didn't show up. So in my head, just give that person a bye, like give Aamon a bye and just put Aamon to the next. But I was like, whatever, I'll play. So I play against Aamon. Well, I actually was supposed to go up against Magenta, but he's in Paris and we couldn't get our timing right, because when I'm sleeping, he's awake and vice versa. So he just gave me the win and put me up against Aamon, and Magenta went up against Dr. Pepper in the losers bracket, because he didn't have somebody in his bracket. So also what happened was Brawl's Deep V2. Brawl's Deep was in this already, and he lost to Antho the first time in the losers bracket, so he lost right away. But then we needed another person, so he's like, can I join back? And everyone's like, yeah, that's fine. So he joined, and then he ends up beating Flesh Arrow. He ends up beating Matti in zone control, and then me and him end up matching up. And Brawl's Deep is my friend from South Park Phone Destroyer, so me and him know each other. He's watched me stream for years, or months at least. But he's a really cool guy. So he beats me. Technically, he didn't beat me. This was VIP mode, and I told him I didn't want to play VIP, and he would probably beat me anyway, so just take it. So he took the win, and frankly, I didn't want to be in the tournament, so I just kind of wanted to lose. So then I played Ryzard, and I went 2-0 on Ryzard. Then I played Matti, beat Matti, and then Brawl's Deep actually goes through and beats Rikas in, I think this was Coin. He beats Rikas in Coin and is waiting in the winner's bracket for the winner of me and Rikas. So me and Rikas's battle wasn't even the final battle. It was the losers round, and then the winner of that would have had to have gone and beaten Brawl's Deep. And they weren't going to do the like win twice thing, so he wasn't going to have to win 2 times to beat Brawls Deep, so it would have been just 1 match against Brawls Deep for the victory, and Rikas would have been able to redeem himself from losing here, which would have been kind of cool. But Marvin, that's his name in South Park, Brawls Deep, kind of rage quit the game and left the tournament and conceded. And so me and Rikas ended up doing the final. We were supposed to do either coin or VIP, I think, for all our rounds, best of 3, but instead we did the best of 5 thing. So I would have probably had potentially a better chance against him if it was coin or zone or whatever it was in it. And then maybe if it was all VIP, maybe I would have had a better chance, but I just don't have a good setup in VIP to switch to. So Rikas wins the losers bracket, which also technically lets him win this. And I told Magenta Rat to fill this out, to put Rikas here and have Rikas be the winner, because this can be here forever. So we can come and look at this and see all the past tournaments. This is on Challenge, and Challenge has some cool stuff. If you actually pay for it and get like the premium version, you can do like whole leagues where you can have like people get points throughout the leagues, and I think that would be really cool, because then we could have like we could figure out like a handicap situation where like if somebody brand new goes up against Matti, maybe give him a handicap, you know? I think that'd be kind of interesting. But yeah, that does it for the first official Bump Superbrawl tournament brought to you by Magenta Rat and Ubisoft. And I did help him set it up a little bit, and with the help of, I think, Dr. Pepper down here, Dr. Pepper, he also did some footage over on his YouTube. I'll link that in the description if I remember to. Otherwise, you should be able to find it pretty easily. It's on the Discord. I'll also try to put the Discord link in the chat for not only my Discord, or in the comments or something, not only for my Discord, but for the Super Bump Discord. The Discord is pretty active for a smaller user base on the game right now. They haven't advertised too much for the global, so the player base is growing, but it's a very fun game. I really enjoy it, so I hope you guys check it out. And there should be a link below if you want to play. Use that link, and I get a little bit of a referral kickback kind of thing from it. So would appreciate that. And it'll also add me as a friend, I believe, right away. So yeah, very, very fun. It took us about a week and a half-ish, I would say, to get through. I would say in the future, don't do double elimination. Like, just do tournaments more often, and don't do double elimination, because double elimination just stretches it out so long. Because like this can get done in a weekend pretty quickly. This can get done, just the top bracket, that can get done in a weekend pretty quickly. I mean, it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's only 15 matchups, because there wouldn't be this one. It's only 15 total matchups. You could do that in a couple hours. You could say that this tournament is, all of these are at the same time, so this whole round could be done in 15 minutes, right? Like, it doesn't take long to play at most 3 matches of this game. Like, at most, like, if it gets really down to the wire and you go 10 turns, maybe it takes 5 or 6 minutes per turn. But in these 3 matches, you're probably gonna get a couple where one guy just wins pretty quickly, because it's, this game really snowballs, especially if it's something like zone control. You can really bust it open quickly. But well played to everybody. Well played the people I played: Matti, Ryzard, Rikas, and Aamon. Well played. And Rikas, well played. If you speak French, go over, check that video out. They did a 40-minute breakdown of just that game. So it's pretty, or just that series. But didn't do bad for a super noob, eh? Not bad for someone I didn't do bad against people who've been playing. Rikas been playing probably 4 times as long as me, and Matti's probably been playing 10 times as long as me. So I feel pretty good. And we will see you guys on the next tournament. Thank you so much. Make sure you subscribe if you enjoy the Bump Superbrawl content. I've got a bunch. A playlist will be popping up here. Check it all out. I appreciate you guys so much. Once again, this is Glanzer, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.